Thursday. Okay, the point slope formula looks like this. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay. The x1, the y1, and the m is where we plug stuff in. Okay, this is a point, and then this is the slope. Okay, so the other x and y are going to stay there the way that they are. So we can go ahead and label these. This is x1, y1, and I use m for my slope. Okay, so it's going to look like y minus, well, my y1 is -5, equals m is -2/5, x minus, well, my x1 is 4. Okay, so we're just plugging that into the formula. However, that y minus -5, a minus is really a what? It's really a plus. So right here should be a plus, okay, not a minus. Okay, it's not a plus minus or a minus plus, it's just a plus. Okay, so don't write the plus and then the minus or whatever. Okay, and so then this one is done. Okay, number 3, we can say x1, y1, and that's my m. Okay, so it's going to be y minus, my y1 is 5, equals my m, -7, x minus x1, which is -1. Okay, and again, I have a minus there, and so a minus is really going to be a plus. Okay, the next one says, write the slope-intercept form. Okay, so that is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so essentially we're trying to get the y by itself. They've already given it to us, so notice how this one has parentheses. Okay, they've already given it to us in point slope form. Okay, and so we did this again on Thursday. Okay, so 3 times x is going to be 3x. And then 3 times 5 is going to be 15. Okay, so we did this on Thursday. So we distribute, and then what was our next step? We're trying to get y by itself. Look at it. How do you get y by itself? -4. Okay, so -4, and does that go under the 3 or the 15? Under the 15. Okay, and so I got a positive 15 minus 4 is going to be 11. Okay, and I can look at this, and this matches up with this. My y equals, okay, instead of an m, I have a 3. So my slope is 3, and my b, or my y-intercept, is 11. Okay, and so for those ones, when it's already in parentheses, you're going to distribute and then either add or subtract. Okay, so again, 7, we're going to distribute. So -1, there's really a 1 right here. -1 times x is -1x. -1 times a +1 is going to be a -1. Okay, so we distributed, and now we can look at this and say, well, are we going to add or subtract? Okay, I need to get y by itself, so what needs moved? The 4. Okay, and we're going to subtract it, and it's got to go under this for this one because it has no x. So you're going to get y equals -1x minus 5. Okay, the next one on here, they want you to write the point slope form. Okay, so that's what the thing says. So I got y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, that's point slope formula. Okay, however, if we look at this, okay, do I have an m? No, I don't have a slope. There's no, they only give us 2 points. Okay, and so to label a point, it goes like this. x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, there's no m. And so in order to even do this problem, I need to find the m first. Okay, and the formula to find the m is this. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and we did do these before. Okay, in order to find that, we can go ahead and plug this in. So y2 is going to be 0 minus y1 is negative 2 over x2, which is 0, minus x1, which is 1. Okay, and if you hit your fraction button on the calculator, you can type that all in on one single line and it'll spit out the slope for you. Okay, so hit your fraction button. You're going to say 0 minus negative 2 on the top. And then on the bottom, you have to hit the down arrow and say 0 minus 1.
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Okay, and so negative 2 is what?
Yeah.
The m. Okay, so this is really my m. Okay, and so now I can look, do I have enough stuff? Do I have an x1, an y1, and an m? Do I have enough stuff to do that formula now? Yeah, I have everything I need. Okay, and so now we can plug it in. So I got y minus, well, my y1 is negative 2, equals my m is also negative 2, x minus my x1 is 1. Okay, and I need to change that minus minus into a positive. That's the only other thing. Okay, again, if we look at this next one, I can go ahead and label these x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so go ahead and put that in that formula. You're going to say y2 minus y1 so it's going to look like 3 minus 2 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so type that in, see what you get. 1 over 4. Okay, and that's my m. Okay, so if you're using that formula, hopefully you have it written down because I'm scrolling, but you got y minus, what is my y1? 2 equals my m is 1 over 4, x minus, what's my x1? Negative 4. Okay, what's wrong with this though? It's not completely finished. What's wrong with it? We gotta, yep, turn this into a plus. Okay, 13, I'm gonna say x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so it's going to be negative 2 minus 4 over negative 4 minus 0. Okay, type that in, see what you get.
One over 2.
1 over 2, somebody agree? 3 over 2? Huh? You got 3 over 2? Negative 6, so, yep. So negative 3 over 2. And what is that? What? Huh? I thought that's what you guys said. Huh? Positive 3 over 2? Okay, but what is that? What letter did we just find? M. That's our M. Alright, this is my M. Okay, so we're going to say y minus y1 is 4 equals my M, which we now know is 3 over 2. X minus x1 is 0. Okay, do we have any double negatives? No, so then this one's done. There's nothing to change into a plus. Okay, 15, I got x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so I got negative 5 minus 5 over negative 3 minus 1. I think you better put that up. That's in here.
5 over 2.
Huh?
5 over 2.
5 over 2? Somebody agree? Okay, so 5 over 2, and that's going to be my M. Okay, so that one's going to look like y minus y1 is 5 equals my M, which is 5 over 2. X minus my x1 is 1. Okay, the last section on here is not much different, okay? However, we need to get it in slope-intercept form, okay, which is this. Okay, so for these, you're just gonna do all 3 steps, okay? Do the slope, then put it in point slope, and then we're gonna distribute and get it in slope-intercept form, okay? So out of all the problems, this one is by far the hardest. It's just got the most steps, okay? So the most work, okay? So we can go ahead, this is what we need our answer to look like when we're finished, but this is what we have. Okay, so that's what we're given. And so when you see that x2, y2, you know you have to use the slope formula. Okay, so it's going to look like, we're going to start off with y2 minus y1, so 2 minus negative 5 over negative 5 minus negative 2. Okay, so plug that in and see what you get. Negative 1? Negative 1. Okay, what is that? What is negative 1? The M. Okay, this is my M. Okay, and so now the same way that you did on the last problem, we're going to write it in point slope form. So y minus y1 is negative 5 equals my M. X minus x1 is negative 2. Okay, now, what needs done next? Before that.
The double negatives.
Yep, so we got to fix these double negatives first. Okay, so this is really going to be a plus x plus 2 and a y plus 5. Okay, and so now, yes, we're going to distribute. Okay, so negative 1 times x is going to be negative 1x. Negative 1 times 2 is going to be negative 2. Then what? Boys, shush. Look at it. What needs moved? I don't have my y all by itself yet, so
Add the 5.
now add the 5, but that's close. Subtract the 5. Okay, is that going to get put under this 1 or the 2? Under the 2. You're going to get a minus 7. Okay, so again, you're gonna find the slope and then put it in point slope, and then you're gonna distribute and then add or subtract. Okay, so the steps are the same every time, so that part is kind of nice. Because there's not, I don't wanna say much thinking involved, but the steps are repetitive at least. Okay, so we can say x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so it's gonna look like 0 minus 5 over 4 minus negative 5. Okay, what'd you guys get?
Negative 5 over 9.
Negative 5 over 9. And that's my m. Okay, so we can go ahead and write this out. I got y minus y1 is 5 equals my m is 5 over 9. X minus x1 is negative 5. Okay, what needs done next?
Move the double negatives.
Yep, so this needs to become a positive. And then what?
Distribute.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna get y minus 5 equals negative 5 over 9x. What is negative 5 over 9 times 5? Okay, now, if you're using your calculator, which is great, okay, you're gonna hit your fraction button and it's gonna look like this, okay? You have to hit the over arrow. You want the 5 times 5 off to the side, not underneath here. Okay, so make sure that you're typing it in correctly. Actually, it's probably gonna look like a times, like that. Okay, and what'd you guys get? It's probably gonna be something weird. 25 over 9. Good. Negative 25 over 9. Now, remember, don't hit erase. If you already did, that's okay. It's just less stuff you gotta type in. Okay? And then we're gonna add this 5 over. So say plus 5, plus 5. Okay? And so really, on your calculator, you're gonna be typing negative 25 over 9. Hit that over arrow, and then say plus 5. This is where you guys are gonna have to type, but it's gonna take a minute, because I can't do those type of fractions in my head. You're gonna say negative 25 over 9, and then hit the over arrow and say plus 5. And what'd you guys get? 20 over 9? Somebody agree with that? Okay, I don't know. Like positive?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, number 21. This is what I want you to do. Put me a big X all the way 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, I'll forget by the time I grade your paper, so don't just throw me a little bitty scribble out or don't scribble it out at all. Okay, you guys go through and get